Ladies and gentlemen, self-worth is not based on achievements. This is a truth that many struggle to accept because society has conditioned us to believe that our value is directly tied to what we accomplish, how much we earn, or how others perceive us. From a young age, we are taught that success is measured by external markers: good grades, prestigious jobs, social status, and wealth. We are led to believe that if we are not constantly achieving something, we are not enough. This mindset creates a cycle of endless striving where we keep chasing goals, thinking that the next accomplishment will finally make us feel worthy. But the truth is, no achievement can define your worth because your value is intrinsic. Consider a child who has just learned to walk. They stumble, they fall, they try again. No one questions their worth based on their ability to walk perfectly. No one tells them they are not enough because they fell a few times. They are encouraged, loved, and celebrated simply for trying. So why does this change as we grow older? Why do we start believing that we are only valuable if we succeed in a specific way? The moment we tie our self-worth to external validation, we set ourselves up for a lifetime of self-doubt and exhaustion. Imagine an artist who creates a painting with all their heart. If someone buys it, does that make the painting more valuable than it was before? If no one buys it, does that mean it was worthless? The worth of the painting does not change based on external recognition. Its beauty, its effort, its uniqueness remain the same. In the same way, your worth is not defined by whether others acknowledge it. You are valuable simply because you exist. One of the greatest traps we fall into is comparing our journey to others. We scroll through social media, seeing pictures of people achieving great things, someone graduating with honors, someone getting a dream job, someone traveling the world. We start to feel like we are not doing enough, like we are not enough. But what we fail to see is that every person is on a different path. Some people bloom early, others take time. Some people achieve external success but still struggle with their self-worth. Achievements may bring temporary satisfaction, but they do not create lasting fulfillment if we do not believe in our own value first. There are countless stories of individuals who reached the pinnacle of success only to realize they still felt empty inside. Celebrities, athletes, business leaders, people who seemingly have it all, often talk about feeling lost despite their accomplishments. Why? Because self-worth does not come from awards, money, or recognition. It comes from within. If you do not see yourself as enough before success, no amount of achievement will ever make you feel complete. There is power in embracing who you are, independent of what you achieve. When you stop defining yourself by external standards, you begin to see the beauty in simply being. You realize that you have always been enough, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are. Your kindness, your resilience, your unique perspective, these are the things that truly matter. This does not mean that achievements are meaningless. It is wonderful to set goals, work hard, and celebrate successes. But these things should be an extension of your self-worth, not the foundation of it. When you base your value on who you are rather than what you achieve, you free yourself from the pressure of proving your worth to others. You stop feeling failure because failure does not change your value. You stop seeking validation because you already know you are enough. Think about the people you admire the most. Is it their achievements that make them inspiring, or is it their character? Do you value them because of their titles, or because of their kindness, their strength, their authenticity? In the same way, your worth is not tied to what you accomplish. You matter because you are you. So let go of the idea that you have to earn your worth. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to achieve a certain status to be valuable. You are already enough exactly as you are. Challenges do not define you. They shape you, they test you, They push you, but they never determine your worth. Life is unpredictable, and at some point, everyone faces difficulties, loss, failure, rejection, heartbreak. In those moments, it is easy to believe that struggle is a reflection of who you are, that setbacks mean you are not good enough, or that you are somehow less worthy because of the hardships you face. But the truth is, challenges are not an indication of your value. They are simply a part of life, a part of growth, and a part of your journey toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Consider a diamond. It starts as a rough, unpolished stone, hidden beneath layers of rock. It undergoes immense pressure and extreme conditions before it emerges as something brilliant and valuable. Without the pressure, without the struggle, it would remain just another stone. In the same way, your challenges do not break you. They refine you. They reveal your strength, your resilience, and your ability to rise. There are times when life feels unfair, when it seems like you are facing one storm after another and you wonder why it is happening to you. But if you take a step back, you will see that every challenge has a purpose. Pain teaches us empathy. Failure teaches us perseverance. Heartbreak teaches us self-worth. Loss teaches us gratitude. Every difficult moment holds a lesson. Even if we do not see it right away, the key is to not let those challenges define you in a negative way. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the hardships you have endured. You are so much more than the worst things that have happened to you. History is filled with people who turned their struggles into their strength. Some of the most inspiring individuals in the world faced immense difficulties, poverty, illness, discrimination, loss. Yet they refused to let those experiences limit them. Instead, they used their struggles to fuel their journey, to build something greater, to help others, and to prove that setbacks are not the end of the story. If you look at your own life, you will see the same pattern. Think about the hardest moments you have faced. At the time, they might have felt impossible to overcome, but you did. You found a way through. You kept going, and in doing so, you grew. Challenges also have a way of revealing the strength we did not know we had. Sometimes we underestimate ourselves, thinking we are not capable of handling certain difficulties. But when we are faced with no other choice, we rise, we fight, we push forward. And in those moments, we realize that we are far stronger than we ever believed. The things that once seemed impossible become proof of our resilience. One of the most dangerous beliefs we can hold is that we are alone in our struggles. When we face difficulties, we often think no one else understands, that everyone else has it easier, that we are somehow different because we are struggling. But the truth is, every single person carries their own battles, even if they do not show them. No one's life is free of challenges. The difference is in how we choose to respond. Some people allow struggles to define them in a way that holds them back, convincing themselves they are victims of circumstance. Others take those same struggles and use them as motivation to build something greater. It is not about avoiding challenges. That is impossible. It is about shifting the way we see them. Instead of looking at difficulties as signs of failure, we must see them as opportunities for growth. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? We must ask, what can I learn from this? Every hardship carries a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every difficulty is an opportunity to rise stronger. The hardest battles often lead to the most beautiful transformations. Think about the most meaningful moments of your life, the ones that shaped who you are. Chances are many of them came after a period of struggle. Maybe it was a job you lost that led you to a better opportunity. Maybe it was a relationship that ended, forcing you to discover your own worth. Maybe it was a dream that did not work out, leading you to something even greater. The moments that seem like endings are often new beginnings in disguise. The key is to never let challenges convince you that you are not enough. Struggles may change your circumstances, but they do not change your value. No failure, no rejection, no loss can ever take away your worth. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you rise after. You are not your struggles. You are not your pain. You are not broken. You are simply being shaped into the strongest, most resilient version of yourself. Use your struggles as strength. Life is not always fair. It does not always go as planned. Sometimes the very things you were counting on fall apart. Sometimes the people you trusted the most leave. Sometimes you try your hardest and still fail. In these moments, it is easy to feel powerless, to feel as if life is happening to you instead of for you. It is easy to ask, why me? And to let pain consume you. But what if, instead of letting struggles break you, you decided to use them as fuel? What if, instead of seeing hardship as a reason to stop, you saw it as a reason to push forward? Your struggles are not there to destroy you, they are there to strengthen you. Pain has a way of shaping us in ways that comfort never can. When everything is easy, we do not grow. We do not build resilience. We do not find the depth of who we truly are. But when we go through challenges, when we are forced to fight, to endure, to rise again, we uncover strength within us that we never knew existed. The hardest moments of your life are the ones that show you what you are truly capable of. They push you beyond your limits, breaking down the walls of doubt and fear, making you stronger than you ever believed possible. Think of a time when you faced a great struggle. Maybe it was a loss, a failure, a rejection, something that felt like the end of the world, but somehow you survived it. And not only did you survive, but you learned from it. It changed you. It gave you wisdom, perspective, resilience. The things that once hurt you now serve as proof of your strength. You are still here, still standing, still fighting. That is not weakness. That is power. The greatest transformations come from the deepest struggles. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every hardship holds a lesson, but the lesson is only learned when you choose to see it. There are people who let pain define them, who allow their struggles to make them bitter, who carry resentment and anger for years. And then there are people who take that same pain and turn it into something meaningful. The difference is in how they choose to use their struggles. You can either let your struggles hold you back, or you can use them as the very thing that propels you forward. Some of the world's most inspiring individuals did not succeed because life was easy for them. They succeeded because they turned their pain into purpose. They used their struggles to fuel their determination. They refused to let hardships defeat them. Every great leader, artist, innovator, every person who has ever changed the world has faced obstacles. What made them extraordinary was not the absence of struggle, but their refusal to give up. They understood that strength is not something you are born with. It is something you build through every hardship you endure. When life gets hard, it is tempting to want to escape, to avoid pain, to give up. But running from struggles does not make them disappear. It only delays your growth. The more you avoid hardship, the more power it has over you. But when you face it, when you look your struggles in the eye and decide that they will not break you, you take back control. You turn pain into wisdom. You turn loss into gratitude. You turn failure into resilience. Strength is not about never falling. It is about getting back up every single time. It is about refusing to let struggle define you in a way that holds you back. It is about taking the lessons, the pain, the hardships, and using them as fuel to move forward. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never struggle. They are the ones who learn how to use struggle as their greatest advantage. So the next time you face a challenge, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is not a reason to give up. This is an opportunity to grow, to rise, to become even stronger than before. Your struggles do not make you weak. They do not make you less. They are the very thing that will shape you into the person you are meant to be. You are not defined by what you go through, but by how you choose to use it. So use it. Use your struggles as strength. Believe in yourself even when others don't. There will always be moments in life when people doubt you. They will tell you that you are not good enough, that you are not capable, that your dreams are too big, too unrealistic, too far beyond what you should aim for. Some will discourage you out of their own fears. Others will do it because they cannot see beyond their own limitations. And sometimes the loudest voice of doubt will come from within you. You will question yourself, wondering if you are truly capable, if you truly deserve success, if you are strong enough to keep going. But the truth is, the only belief that truly matters is the one you have in yourself. History is full of people who were told they would never make it, that they were not talented enough, not smart enough, not skilled enough. Yet, those who succeeded were not the ones who had the easiest path or the most support. They were the ones who refused to let doubt stop them. They were the ones who believed in themselves, even when no one else did. The greatest achievements in the world, the greatest inventions, the greatest works of art, the greatest revolutions were all made possible by people who chose to believe in themselves despite the odds. Believing in yourself is not about arrogance. It is about trust. It is about knowing that even if the journey is difficult, you have the strength to endure. It is about understanding that failure does not mean you are not good enough. It simply means you are learning. It is about recognizing that worth is not something given to you by others. It is something you must claim for yourself. The truth is, people will always have opinions. They will tell you what they think you should do, who they think you should be, how they think you should live your life. But they do not know your heart. They do not know your dreams. They do not know the fire that burns inside you. And that fire, that passion, that vision, that dream is yours to protect. It is not meant to be understood by everyone. It is meant to be believed in by you. There will be times when the world makes you feel like you are not enough, when the voices of doubt become overwhelming. But in those moments, remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself of how far you have come. Remind yourself of the challenges you have already overcome, the strength you have already shown, the dreams that still live inside you. You have already survived things you once thought were impossible. You have already proven to yourself that you are stronger than you ever believed, and that strength is still within you. One of the biggest mistakes we make is waiting for someone else to believe in us before we believe in ourselves. We wait for validation, for approval, for someone to tell us we are capable. But what if that approval never comes? What if no one tells you that you are good enough? Will you let that stop you? Or will you decide right now that you do not need permission to be great? The truth is, you do not need anyone to believe in you. You only need to believe in yourself. Every great success story begins with someone who chose to believe. Every dream that has ever been achieved, every obstacle that has ever been overcome, every barrier that has ever been broken happened because someone decided that they were capable, that they were worthy, that they were enough. They did not wait for the world to tell them they could. They simply did. And you can too. The world may not always see your potential, but that does not mean it is not there. The world may not always understand your journey, but that does not mean it is not worth taking. The world may not always support you, but that does not mean you are alone. The belief you carry in yourself is more powerful than any doubt, any fear, any criticism. It is the foundation on which every success is built. So believe in yourself, even when others don't. Even when the path is unclear, even when failure seems inevitable, even when no one else understands your vision. Because at the end of the day, it is not the world's belief that will shape your destiny. It is your own. And when you believe in yourself, truly believe, there is nothing you cannot achieve. You are enough just as you are. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to believe that we must prove our worth, that we must do more, be more, and achieve more in order to be seen, loved, or accepted. Society sets unrealistic expectations, measuring us against impossible standards of beauty, success, intelligence, and status. We are taught to compare ourselves to others, to strive for perfection, to constantly chase an ideal that keeps moving further away the closer we get. But the truth is, you do not need to do anything to be enough. You already are. Self-worth is not something you earn, it is something you recognize. It is not found in external validation, in the approval of others, or in the things you accomplish. It is found within you. The idea that you must become something more in order to be worthy is an illusion. You do not need to change who you are to be valuable. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You are enough simply because you exist. One of the biggest traps we fall into is believing that we will finally feel worthy once we reach a certain milestone. Once we get the perfect job, once we find the right partner, once we achieve a specific goal. But the problem with tying our worth to achievements is that the feeling of enough always remains just out of reach. We tell ourselves, I will be enough when I lose weight. I will be enough when I make more money. I will be enough when I am successful. But when we reach those goals, we often find that the feeling of fulfillment is temporary. There is always another goal, another standard, another expectation to meet. The cycle never ends unless we choose to step out of it and recognize that we have been enough all along. Think about how you see others. When you love someone, do you love them only for what they achieve? Do you love them only when they are perfect? No. You love them for who they are, their kindness, their laughter, their presence. You see their worth even when they fail, even when they struggle. So why do you struggle to see your own worth in the same way? Why do you believe that you must be perfect in order to be enough? The truth is, perfection is not what makes you valuable. Your imperfections, your unique qualities, your strengths and flaws combined, that is what makes you who you are. And who you are is already enough. There will always be people who make you feel like you need to be more. There will always be critics, people who tell you that you are not good enough, that you need to change, that you need to meet certain expectations in order to be worthy. But their opinions do not define you. No one else has the power to determine your worth unless you give them that power. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. Self-acceptance is a journey, and it is not always easy. We are so used to judging ourselves harshly, to focusing on our flaws, to believing that we are never quite measuring up. But imagine how life would feel if you let go of that weight. Imagine how freeing it would be to wake up in the morning and know deep in your heart that you are enough, exactly as you are. Imagine what you could accomplish if you stopped doubting yourself, if you stopped waiting for permission to feel worthy, if you truly embraced your own value. When you recognize that you are enough, everything changes. You stop seeking validation from people who do not appreciate you. You stop chasing perfection and start embracing authenticity. You stop holding yourself back out of fear that you are not good enough. Instead, you start showing up as you are, knowing that who you are is more than enough. Being enough does not mean you stop growing. It does not mean you stop striving for better things, but it means you do not tie your worth to those things. It means you understand that whether you succeed or fail, whether you win or lose, whether you are at your best or your worst, you are still worthy. You are still enough. So remind yourself every day, you do not need to prove anything to anyone. You do not need to change yourself to be worthy. You do not need permission to feel valuable. You are enough, just as you are. You, and you always have been. In the journey of life, the greatest realization you can have is that you are enough, just as you are. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone, nor do you need to seek validation from the world. Challenges may test you, but they do not define you. Struggles may shape you, but they do not diminish your value. Every hardship, every setback, and every moment of doubt is an opportunity for growth, a chance to rise stronger, and a reminder that your strength lies not in perfection, but in resilience. Believe in yourself even when no one else does. Use your struggles as fuel, turning pain into wisdom and failure into stepping stones. Do not let the voices of doubt, whether from the world or from within, convince you that you are anything less than extraordinary. You were never meant to fit into someone else's mold. You were meant to embrace your own unique journey, to stand tall in your authenticity, and to recognize the power you hold within. At the end of the day, it is not about how much you achieve, how many people approve of you, or how flawlessly you navigate life. It is about knowing in your heart that you are enough. It is about showing up for yourself with courage, with love, and with the unshakable belief that you are worthy of happiness, success, and fulfillment, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. So go forward with confidence, celebrate your strengths, face challenges with the unwavering belief that no matter what happens, you will rise. And most importantly, never forget, you are enough. You always have been, and you always will be.